Hi, we are the Emmanuels. Welcome to our channel. Subscribe, like, share, enjoy the video.
Today we want to share how we met. I know that a lot of people are itching to hear the story. Some of them have so heard patches here and there.
And they've had different versions, It's good.
Today,
It's coming from the horse's mouth. Are you a horse?
I prefer this coming from the lion's mouth. How are you?
You want me to start first?
Yes.
Alright, it was the one I remember. It's in 2012. That was in my final year in the Michael University of Agriculture. So one of the days we came for a prayer meeting.
Was that when you something at the Eagle School?
I know I've seen you observing someone or meeting someone it can be different phases, different locations. Actually, you can see someone and not observe the person. All right, so I know the first instance from what you just reminded me, it was during English convention. So, during English convention, there was this very active young lady I saw, and that was everywhere.
Everywhere? I was not serving. That was my first English convention.
This kind of hair that you made that time.
Okay.
With that hair, it was like
it was actually coily hair.
Every video was capturing you everywhere. Any person they raised that time, she was dancing to it. Like she was excited. You're the one that said that. Okay, so but that was not the point of call. I know I revisited the video, and I saw you almost all the scenes we are capturing because you were always seated at the front.
I'm giving you the advice.
But the one I would count as the where we met was during the prayer meeting. My friend known as Sahid.
Shout out to Sahid.
Okay. So, Henry Namdi was one that invited you. No, you were doing your postgraduate your pre-degree then. So I invited you for the prayers. That was at Chapel of Revelation then. So we had some discussions after the prayers, and he now officially introduced that this is so that was the point. This is my friend Desire. This is my friend Desire.
Look like we were dating.
So this is my friend Desire. So that was from that point. That was
I collected my number.
Yes, and I collected your number. And from there, one thing led to another.
Okay, I think it was in that Lagos convention that I noticed you first. Not really in the program, after the convention, because my friend Helen was the one that encouraged me to attend the Lagos convention for the first time, and I came, and that was a huge blessing. 2012 Lagos convention was a huge blessing. So after the convention, when we were going, convention has dismissed. So I heard, I don't know if it was Helen that called this or somebody was asking me, let's go, something like that. And I now said, you are not going yet, that your spiritual father is still on the ground, that you are still do. Yeah. In my mind, I say, yeah. What is spiritual father? That when the church closes me, I will not go home. I will not wait for the spiritual father. Of course, that was my own. The only spiritual father I knew was my biological dad. God bless you, dad. When we now met in that prayer meeting, so
for you now, it was the second meeting.
Yeah, it was like I know this about that, and I think Sahid has also spoken highly of you. So that was
the glory highly.
It's Sahid now that you should give glory.
I'm drinking the glory.
So that was why it was not really a big deal. Okay, and at that point, it was not just like it wasn't a big deal giving my number. It was like I was privileged there, something like that, because Sahid spoke highly of you, like I said before, like a man of God, and I was having like
A celebrity man of God, you know.
Mom kiss celebrity. So I was having issues with my admission at the time, and I needed all the spiritual backing I could get. So I was calling this man of God almost every other day, especially midnight call. And because I was enjoying his company, I'm not like God, those old good days
MTN extra cool.
when no child was calling mommy, daddy. I knew we
MTN
were
extra cool.
we were just there, no stress, enjoying each other's company. So we were talking from admission discussions. We now start getting to know ourselves, start talking about church, Methodist Church Nigeria.
And you now got to know that I was born in the same month with you. And that was under.
A lot. So we now started having seen a lot of things that we had in common.
Musically inclined.
Yeah, we love music. I was a keyboardist. Not that
I'm
I was falling for a keyboardist. No. So he plays the piano. So that's it. So we started talking. So one day, I've not really noticed that I was the one calling all this while. Yes, I didn't notice because I was not developing feelings. So as far as I was concerned, the friendship was healthy.
And I was in a serious relationship.
Yes, and he was in a serious relationship. We'll talk about that one. How he talked to me to go and see that our friendship was something like you can define as he was like a brother to me. Yeah. So it was like we were becoming siblings. In fact, that was one of the things my younger sister told me when I told her that I was going to get married to him. I thought you people are just doing like siblings. Because we were quite close, and I think I kept inviting him to come to our house.
Yeah. It was awkward for me that
he was asking himself, well, you're gonna ask who? That kind of talk, but my family, at least now you know.
Yes,
my family is very welcoming. My dad and my parents wants to know all our friends.
And it's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Let's know all our friends. So I kept inviting him. We're just using spiritual codes to that's okay. So what happened then was one of the days of those our conversations, I asked him a question. When we first met, who did you think I was? At that time we had been friends about 6 months or thereabout, and I've gone to his girlfriend with my money, bought things in his name, because it was 7. I think it was 7 So I went to see the baby in the care. So I came from no transport. Did not give me transport, nothing. But for God's sake, I was in it for my brother, so not the big deal. So and
sacrificial sister.
No, like it was not really sacrificial because I was going to come into my enemies.
That's
and I could afford it. Not that it's something that I cannot do for anybody else.
How do I pay you back?
Yeah, only me.
How do I pay you back?
So I asked him that question, and I got the shock of my destiny. He said, he was first of all dodging the question because he knows the answer was disastrous. So, but I know he's a Christian and he was not going to lie. So I asked him, so what do you think? Who do you think I was? When I said, you were just calling me every day, without noticing that the person you're calling has never called you once. So I just told myself, Jesus, this girl should be a Delilah warming up somewhere. All this lawless, uncultured Christian sister looking for Christian brothers to lure into sin.
But because that is you were insinuating that
Oh my God.
I didn't know that I made you to feel that way. I didn't know.
You said
It was
but I was looking like Gamnacho.
it was a very sincere question I asked.
My mind blew. I say, Amy, me. Me that was trained by Elder and Mrs. Abbott. Me. We look at the man in some kind of, and then it will not stop at admiring him. I will carry my phone and be calling him for what exactly? For what exactly? I was trained well. Okay. The thing that they pay me again. I was properly trained to the glory of God. I'm telling you, my parents did a good job. I'm telling you, I'm no cap. Like,
you're not flattering me.
Yes, my parents. God bless them. So I was so I was so angry, but I didn't say anything to him. Anything, I just managed myself to the end of the call because unfortunately that same day I was also the one that called. And they said, stop calling him. I stopped. And in between not calling him, I entered a relationship and of course I wasn't even having time. So but once he will call, we talk, and we also talk very long, talk 30 minutes, 1 hour. Every time we spoke for a very long time because we had a lot of things to talk about, not without love, and that's how I wonder why some brothers or some guys will call it, and the only thing you have to say is, have you eaten?
What are you having inside?
Jesus.
Oh.
What's the color?
I can't even imagine.
So, and we spoke for those number of years without mixing love or emotions into the friendship. It was a good one. In fact, I was telling him that when I marry, I will name my first son Emmanuel, just to remember that I had a very good relationship or friendship during my single days. So,
and finally, that prophecy has come to pass. You married.
Yes, actually married though.
You named your first son Emmanuel.
Unfortunately, I married. Because I wanted to actually introduce my husband to him.
What a word.
What a word. I'm sure somebody will now be asking, at what point did love enter into the matter?
Yeah.